Not good. Okay. Okay, guys, so I always start off with my Anastasia 7B brush. Precise. Let me try and show you guys. It's a lot shorter. It's not as long, and mine's kind of like spread out now, but I've had it for like 2 years, and it still does the job. And the shade that I'm using is Ash Brown from Anastasia in her Brow Powder Duo. Okay, so as you can tell, I always use the lighter shade right here. So I pretty much use this for my entire brow. It's very rare that I dip into like the darker shade. So what I do is I dip my brush like at an angle to where I just get like the very edge of the brush. And I kind of do it on both sides. And then I'll tap all that back in. And then, okay, so let me put that back. Oh, actually, I almost forgot to prime my face. So what I use for primer is the Rihanna Pro Filter Primer. So I just get like that much. And then I'll go ahead and rub it in my fingers to kind of warm it up. And then I put it on my face. Now that that's on, now we can go back in with this. So the first thing I do, I don't start directly at the beginning of my brow because I feel like that's what avoids making it look more natural. I'll start around right here in the middle. And then I just draw strokes. I work my way to the front, but I don't go all the way to the front yet. I usually leave the very, very front of my brow for the like last part of my routine. And you guys, again, will understand what I'm talking about right now. Let me put these hairs back. Okay, and then can you guys see what's going on? Okay, so now once I get to the middle, I like lay, as you can tell, I'm laying my brush this way. I'm not going like straight in like this, because since my brush is a little bit like, what do you call it? Flared out. Since the bristles are a little bit flared out, it's gonna make too thick of a line. So I wanna go in like this, like that. The only thing touching it is the very tip of the brush, or like the very like corners, if that makes sense. So this is how I go ahead and make my shape, and I just kind of go over it. Since the color that I'm using isn't like extremely dark, obviously I'm gonna have to go over it a couple more times until I reach like how dark I want it to look. And then the end of this brow is kind of weird. I don't really get it. I just kind of try to go with it. So once I get to the end here, now I start to work my way up. So I'll start coming in over here. The end of my brow on this side is very sparse, so I like to work back here first. I literally dip in once and then keep going back in. Like I just like kind of spread it as much as I can. And then once I feel like there's no more product on the brush, then I'll dip again. But I'm not constantly going back into the product. I'm making sure that everything that I'm placing down is being spread out, because otherwise you're going to be able to see those harsh lines that you're putting down, and that's exactly what you don't want. Well, what I don't want. So that's why I kind of just try to use the excess on the brush as much as I can. Once I kind of lay over the entire brow, then I'll start to brush my hairs down, because that's where you start to get all those sparse areas. So I'll dip in again, and then I'll start to shape the end a little bit more and then fill in. I do brush downward so I can reach all those little sparse areas, and then finish kind of shaping the end. So as you can tell, I'm pretty messy with it just because I'm comfortable with going back in with concealer. If you usually just apply the color and then leave it, make sure that everything you're doing is a lot more clean and precise. So if it's brushed down and I still feel like there's some sparse areas, that's when I'll go and dip the brush into that darker side. So that's what I'm gonna do right now, but I literally just use that for the ends. I rarely use the dark side. And then when it comes to the front, I'm very light with it. I don't want to place down any harsh lines or anything, at least not at the top. And then I'll kind of come over here and try to curve this out. And that's pretty much it. There's a little spot right there. So that's exactly what I do. So I mean, I could leave the front like this and just go in with concealer, but I kind of like to make it a little bit more defined. So again, I'll go ahead and just put product at the very edge of the brush. Again, go in at an angle. And then I very, very lightly go in at the end. And I kind of go a little bit further than I should right here at the front, because once I place that color down and you can see that like very straight line. I don't know if I'm like right here. I am, huh? Oh my god, please don't tell me I was like this the whole time. Okay, well anyways, right once I'm here, then, and I draw that line, I'll go ahead and start brushing it upward. Let me go ahead and place some more back here. But this is what I do for like an ombre brow, I guess you could call it. So now I just go ahead, I'm about to go and get a new concealer today because I really, really need one. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I use the shade 25. It's in medium. So I just place that concealer right on my hand, and then what I do is I go ahead and grab some like that. And again, start right in the middle, kind of working my way to the back. And I personally leave the front for the end because I feel like it's one of the most precise parts. Like if you don't do that right, then your whole brow is just kind of gonna look a mess. Let's go ahead and clean up those edges. And then with that excess product, I'll go ahead and brush it forward. Okay, so the last step to my brows is always brow gel, and this is the Anastasia one. If you have like an alternative that's a lot cheaper, just go ahead and stick with that one. I just personally feel like Anastasia's really does the job. So when it comes to the front, I like to brush this, specifically on this brow, because these hairs kind of grow straight up on their own. These kind of like slant this way. And I like the front to go straight up, and then I start to slant them the way my brow shape goes. So right here at the end, I kind of just flick them out. Because it kind of, instead of having like a flat, like very, very precise brow, letting your little hair stick up also help it look a lot more natural, in my opinion. Because you can tell that it's not makeup. It's not just makeup, like your actual brow hairs are there. That is my brow. That's one. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one, and then I will do my outro. I hope you guys like it. So this is the finished product. This is what my, let me move this like that I get more light. This is what my brows look like. So I know it looks like I got a new camera. I really am just using my iPhone. So I recently got an iPhone 8, and you know, everyone knows that it has a great camera. This is just easier for me because since my phone already has iMovie, I'm just gonna just import it from my phone to iMovie. As opposed to my other camera, I wouldn't really know how to like import this into my phone and then edit them on my phone. But this is a lot easier for me, obviously, and I'm gonna be able to be posting a lot more frequent. So I do need to get used to this whole thing because I'm not really sure if this is even gonna go too well. If the editing sucks, I'm sorry, because I'm still, like I said, like I'm still trying to figure it out. So hopefully everything comes out good. So today I just decided to do something simple and go with my brow routine. So yeah, guys, I really hope you all enjoyed, and there should be a lot more videos coming. I'm working on my first vlog right now, which I'm pretty excited for because I've always wanted to vlog. I've always made videos, but I never post them. Like, I just pretend like I'm gonna post it, but I never do. Another thing is I do eyebrows. I can wax and thread, and I feel really awkward like staring into the camera. I recently came out with my business cards, which I was extremely excited for. They're business / punch cards because I hand them out to my clients whenever they come. They go ahead and get their little heart. I should like pull out an example. This is what it looks like. It says my name, and then it has a little logo or whatever. And then over here in the back, it says in parentheses, Earn a free eyebrow service after 5 visits, and then it has in parentheses wax or thread because you could choose whichever one you want. And so you get each little heart filled in. Right now I'm just doing it in the marker because I haven't found like an actual hole puncher, but like whenever someone comes I put them in my book, which is right over there. That little thing over there. So I go ahead and just like mark them off in my book, and then yeah, after you come 5 times then you'll get a free eyebrow service, which I think is pretty cool, you know? Like, I just wanted to come up with something that's gonna, you know, make my clients know that I'm not just trying to get something out of them. Like, I want them to get something out of coming too. So yeah, guys, that is what I do. So if you are interested in getting your brows done by me, you know, just go ahead and find me on social media, and then we can set up an appointment. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this entire video. I look absolutely horrible, but this is like the real me. I'm not gonna come on here and like pretend like, I don't know, I'm some cool girl. I'm just America. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Okay, that was awkward. Okay, bye guys.